Hello guys, welcome back to another podcast, ACY Cast. It was a long time actually, we haven't done one, so I thought this would be the perfect time to bring Peter on board here today. Thanks Peter for coming. Lots and lots of things happening on the market this week. We've had Japan, we have the carry trade, we have USA. Even last week the NFP was a big surprise as well. And Peter is a really big, good trader on Asia. I would say you're pretty good on China, you're pretty good on Japan, so you always know what's happening around there. Yeah. So I think you would be the perfect choice to be here today and talk to us. So welcome again, and thanks to having us.
Yes, thanks to invite.
Not a problem. Peter, we saw big moves on USD JPY, yes, right? We can't just close the eyes and think that nothing happening in there. Lots of people, were shorting, so they're pretty happy, but lots of people are trying to catch the knife falling, I would say. And in my opinion, this is not a smart choice to be doing at this scenario of the market, right? Yeah. When we have Bank of Japan hiking the interest rates after 30 years or even more, inflation have been growing in there, and this is just the right opportunity for them to increase the rates. Do you think that this USD JPY move can continue to go even deeper, or you think there's any point of chance for a little bit of a calm market in the next week or so?
So to start off my opinion, I want to say what's the reason of why US dollar JPY is going down?
Perfect.
I think many people will think it is because of Japan is hiking the interest rate, but I don't think so. I completely think it's a different story. I think the main reason why Japanese yen is very strong is because the US AI sector is selling.
Collapsing, let's say.
Yeah, collapsing,
wow.
yes. The reason behind that is from one side, we can see it is the JPY rising is because of the expectation of hiking, and it maybe start from the middle of July. However, when I check the bond yield, I always say that if you want to see what's the expectation about the market of hiking or cutting, you need to see the bond yield, especially 2 years or 1 year's bond yield. Yeah. However, when I check the bond yield, during like the mid of July, the bond yield doesn't move quite a lot. Right. So the bond yield first starting to rise is from this year, start of this year. Yep. It rised from 0% to 0.4% in the first half year. However, during July, it doesn't move quite a lot. It does move up, but it doesn't move quite a lot. Yes. So if this is the reason why JPY is going up, why not it is not going up in the first half year? So it can't explain that, right?
That's true.
Yeah, so I think the main reason behind that is the AI sector collapse, and it is mainly because of the reporting season.
Okay, yeah, I actually remember last time you were here, I don't know if it was last time or 2 times before that, but I remember you talking about the AI and that there was a bubble.
Yes, definitely like a bubble. Yeah. And I write in the article from on the day of 10th July, an article, the first sentence is that the only thing can break a bubble is financial report. Because financial report is the reality, and it will break all imagination.
Yes. So a completely different view of what I was waiting for you to actually say. I was thinking of yes, it's because of the Bank of Japan hiking interest rates. But you're completely right, because the yields are higher, on the other half of the year, but Japanese yen was so low.
Yes, and the other reason is that when I check the correlation between NASDAQ and dollar yen, every time, like 5 times, every time when Japanese yen, not USD, when Japanese yen is going up, there must be a US event, like the US inflation, the US unemployment, also the ASML seasonal report, the Tesla and Google seasonal report, and all of those has caused the NASDAQ to collapse, and at the same time, the JPY is going up.
Yeah, so there is a big correlation in there.
Yeah,
well, a opposite correlation, right?
Yeah.
But still, interesting to see those data, because most of the people, they are not looking at stocks and then USA and then combining with Japan and then so on. So pretty interesting. Now, there was a lot of circuit breaks, on the stock exchange, this stock market this week.
Yeah.
I think in top of my head, we have around 4 circuit breaks that we had on JP225, if I'm not wrong, Japanese stock index. NASDAQ as well, breaking lows, pretty crazy that I weren't seen before like this. And so you're pretty much saying that, I just want to finalize this and touch base on that again. So you're pretty much saying that because of the JP225, that's the Japanese index, plus the NASDAQ going down both together is because of the AI sector, or is there a different option there?
They are because of the same thing.
Okay.
So I think the reason the all market, like the Australian stock market, the Europe stock market, UK stock market, and all stock market crash at the same time, it is because of 2 reasons. The first reason is the AI sector collapse, and the second reason is the last week we have a very bad unemployment rate, and which triggered Simon rule. People is fearing recession, and after that we have seen a big collapse. Not only stock market, but at the same time we have seen oil price collapse, gold price.
Yes, gold.
Yeah, and also Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and Canada.
Yes.
All of those at the same time. At the same time collapse, and at the same time just rebounds back.
Yes.
At the start of the U.S. market of Monday. Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So gold is another good point as well to have, for us to chat. Interesting enough, we've seen gold coming down as well. You called it this trade as well. I remember, I think 2 podcasts ago or maybe 3 podcasts ago, you were like, "Yeah, I'm shorting gold."
Yeah.
Gold ended up going a bit higher, but now came back lower. Yes, I do believe. Actually, it's interesting because we saw the NFP coming 112,000 from the expectation of 150, 160,000, around those numbers. But the gold went down.
Yes, it just goes up there? A little bit. And
and then crash. Yes.
And what is very interesting is that for this week, it go exactly the same as NASDAQ, or exactly the same as all other commodities like Australian dollar. They are very the same. It's completely different from what we have seen in the previous market. It's like gold is commodity. It's not a like hedging asset anymore. It's a commodity.
It's not a rate that you can hedge.
I think the main reason behind that is because people has put too much expectation, too much rate cut expectation
on the Fed.
In gold, and also they put too much expectation on the war.
So the war,
so Iran has said it will attack the other the Israel. However, it has happened
before
on April, right?
Yes.
It struck, nothing happened, it stopped striking.
Yeah, correct.
And I don't think there will be a total war for short term. I think
I don't think so. I think it's, I don't want to say this, but no one wants a war, but like all the people on the stock market, they want a war because that's a lot of volatility for them. Yeah. Right?
So it is, I think it is overpriced.
Yes.
Especially, I don't think the Federal Reserve will cut like 2
in one time.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so.
50 basis points.
I don't think so.
Because if they cut like that, there will be a fear in the market.
Yeah, but
there will be a big fear.
Yes, but do you think they will cut in September, like next month? I do believe one cut.
Yeah, just one cut.
And this is it.
Yeah.
Because when we had the NFP numbers last week and the CPI numbers as well, both of them were the CPI was better than expected in the sense of lowering inflation.
Yeah.
And the NFP were worse than expected, meaning a very bad number on 112,000. So we've had those two releases, and it makes me think. I think that's the perfect trigger for the Fed to cut 25 base points, but not 50.
Not 50.
Not 50.
Actually, what surprised me is that after the unemployment rate comes out, the cut 50 expectation has jumped to 80%. So 80% of the swap trader has expected to cut 50 basis point. That's why I think it's over expected.
Yep.
That's why I think
it was 90 at one point was 96% expectation.
Yeah.
And then when the inflation numbers came out and the NFP came out, I've looked it up on the Tuesday. Tuesday on FedWatch, Tuesday it was 82%.
Yes.
So now there was a discrepancy of 16% inflated sort of swaps, right? So the market, of course, prices itself by the way it goes. But, you know, in my opinion, I think 50 base points cut this year, it's a bit of a stretch for the Fed.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So moving on now for ECB. We've had a 25 base point cut, widely expected. I'm a big trader on Eurodollar. Everyone knows that. And what I'm looking at Eurodollar is going up. I don't expect Eurodollar to come down because my opinion, right? You can actually let me know if I'm on the right lines here or not. But we're going to have the 25 base point cut from the Fed. It's going to be the first one, and everyone is expecting it. Everyone is awaiting this moment. Yeah. I'm going to be using my suit, my best suit on that day of the Federal Reserve FOMC interest rates decision. So, you know, my take is Europe inflation is going much better than the US inflation.
Yeah.
Now, what I think will happen will be a switch on the market. Whoever has the lower inflation and has a progressive economy, it will be on a better currency.
Yes.
And therefore, USA is worsening in terms of economy because 4.2% in unemployment rate, average hourly earnings decreasing. People unemployed, you know, still unemployed. Inflation is still very sticky out there, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 2.1. So it goes like that. It never goes below that. As of we have Europe right now, yes, they're cutting 25 because they can. It's not because they need, because they are able to do that already, right? So my expectations for Eurodollar is 110, 111, right? But then it relates back to gold. If gold is not going up, how can, you know, another, let's say, Eurodollar go up? So it's a very loose trade in my opinion. I don't know if I'm on the right lines on Eurodollar or not. You can actually, you know, give your opinion.
I think it depends on what we are talking about. Is the short-term trend or the medium-term trend?
Medium term, I would say.
I first described the short term because the short term is mainly based on what people expected of US recession. If there is a recession there, or people believe there is a recession there, the Eurodollar will goes up. But in short term, if there is no fear, because recently we have a good service PMI, US of course, and also initial jobless data is very good yesterday.
Yeah.
So after that, we can see the market is buying USD. Not selling euro, but buying USD.
Yes.
So in short term, only depends on the US data. But in longer term, I agreed. The US economy compared to Europe, people has already priced in the fear of Europe recession, but now they are starting to fear US recession. That will give pressure to USD and that will give support to Euro. I agree with that.
Yes.
But it will be fluctuating.
Yes, correct.
So
it won't be like
higher.
A straight line. Yes, correct.
It's not like JPY. just
well, that would be low. That was a
like
massive trade. USD JPY, I can't even believe on that. Everyone was expecting, you know, 160s. To continue to go higher, and then we've had all of these.
Actually, in the last year, at the end of last year, I said for the first market of this year, I only have two opinions. The first opinion is that USD won't be too weak. The second opinion is the Japanese yen will be very strong because there is a fundamental difference of the value and the price of JPY. So I'm keep buying it. And I hope it will keep rising. Not enough.
All right.
Yeah.
And the last question, Peter, we're just on a very short one today here. Bitcoin.
Sell it.
Sell it. Yeah, you, Peter, you are always saying this, you know, and people get mad. People get mad with you because
25,000. I always say that.
Yeah. People get mad with you, but why should I sell Bitcoin?
The first of all, when we check the correlation of NASDAQ and Bitcoin, we can see keep rising correlation in the last like 2 or 3 months. This happened in 2021. It is before the collapse of Bitcoin last time. So I do think when the like greedy of the market start to pushing in, NASDAQ will go up, and at the same time Bitcoin will goes up. But it's greedy. It's hot money. So when the hot money goes out, it will drag the cash in Bitcoin away. So when NASDAQ crashed, I think Bitcoin will also crash. This is the first reason. The second reason is Trump. So the biggest rise of Bitcoin in the last like 1 month is because Trump gets shot. Just after Trump gets shot, 15 minutes after that, Bitcoin just rocket up. And also at the start of the market on Monday, rocket up again. So Trump is the main reason that the Bitcoin is going up. However, Trump is not winning right now. Trump, let's talk about there is a website called Polymarket, which is a gaming website where you can bet who is winning.
Oh, right.
After he gets shot, 70% of the win rate, but now only 50%.
50.
Yeah, only 50.
So
and
50,
Harris,
50.
Harris have 49, and 1% is Obama's wife.
Oh
I don't know why, but people are betting on her. That's a very interesting game, but it still shows like Trump may not win the game, election, and also the oil price is going up. It is also because Trump is losing. Because if Trump wins, the oil price goes down. Yeah. So it happens at the same time, right?
Yes, this is the whole thing about fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
People
so Bitcoin has 2 pressure. The first pressure is AI collapse. Okay. The second pressure is Trump is not right now, not winning.
Okay. Yeah. And do you think he will win or?
I don't know.
I mean, like we had a chat the next day of Trump get shot.
Yeah.
That was a high probability of his winning. But now we seems pretty hard to understand if he's going to win or not.
Yeah, I think many people who doesn't like Trump also don't want to vote for Biden, but now they have a different option. They want to vote for Harris. But it all depends what future will go. So I'm very looking forward to the next month's debate.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward for November as well on the Fed.
Of course.
So hopefully we have good trading on that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again, Peter. Thank you so much for having coming here, having a time with us. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do it so by clicking on the subscription button, and give us a thumbs up on this video, share this content with your friend, and I see you in the next podcast. Peter, again, thank you so much for coming here, and you want to say anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, you always say sell Bitcoin, so all right.
Okay.
All right.
I have said that.
Oh, you have said it. All right. All right, guys, see you. Bye-bye.
See you.